All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Happy Saturday. I'm your host and pilot, Uncle B, as always. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. It's a fun and scenic flight stuff today. We're going to start off here in Montana. We're going to head out, kind of check out the glaciers here. I'm going to try to wind our way through. And then we're going to come around here eventually and call in a landing here. Now, both of these are private airports, so there's not going to be any towers or whatever. We're just going to land. The weather's off. I just got clear skies, so we shouldn't have any wind. So we'll just make the best of it. We're going to be in the Kodiak 100 today. The other aircraft just seem to have some issues with their avionics stuff, so at least this gives us a better idea of where we are and all that kind of stuff. And then we're gonna hop over into the M346 Master, the new Italian trainer jet from India Fox Teco. So we'll do some fun stuff over in Lisbon, and then I'll pop in. I did do a quick 15-minute flight last night in the Hellcat. I watched a video and then I discovered some stuff, and we'll go over that just so that some people can have a look at it, and especially on the Xbox, if you're thinking about it. It looks complicated. It's really not. Some of it's just the settings. But we'll go over all that at the end. We won't fly. We'll just do the startup, and I'll show you all the cool stuff. Eventually, we'll do a flight in it another time. So we will wait and see if anybody pops in. We got time. We're not in a rush. Once I spawn in, I'll adjust the time here so we have some light, so we know we can see where we're going. The aircraft are already be started up. There's no parking spots here, apparently. So we're gonna spawn in, and the aircraft are already ready to go. When we head over to the morning, Joseph. When we head over to the in the Italian trainer jet, the M346, I'll do the startup. It's pretty cool. Now, I will tell you in advance, it's very loud. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close the cockpit because it's much quieter. You can actually hear me talk. Otherwise, it's way too loud. It's insanely loud. But so that's what we got going on today. So, Joseph, what happened? I popped into your stream there for a moment, Joseph. What happened? What happened to what was going on with all that noise? I was going to stick around, but I was like, it's too early in the morning for that nonsense. Goodness gracious. You're going to give me a headache. I saw something about your controller not being charged up or whatever. I don't know. Either you need another controller, because it sounds like that one's just about busted. Let's see. I'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll spawn in. I don't think anybody's flying with me today. I don't expect it. Maybe Patrice, I don't know. I mean, my controller needed charging. Okay. Yeah, that was. I thought it was like my connection or something. Like I'm like, is something wrong with the video on my end? Do I need to refresh YouTube or something? I don't know. Anyways. So that's what we got for today. It should be a lot of fun. I think the bridge stuff is going to be fun. We're going to try to stay low once we take off and head through our first bridge, under the bridge, not through it, under the bridge. We're going to just follow that city. You'll see it. You'll see it. That's why you're charging it now. Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pop in here so we can get things set up, get the times changed and the and all that. Make sure the aircraft's set up. I think we got more than enough fuel. It's not going to take much to get there or do our flying. If we have to, we'll cheat the system a little bit and add a little bit more gas if necessary, but I don't think we're going to do all that much flying. All right, let's change the time. There we go. That should be good. Why not? Does it sound like my engine's all over revved? So yeah, basically. Oh, before I forget, I'm going to put in. If you want to read more about this area, here's a link to a whole thing about it. So I do check that out. There's a lot more information there that they can cover. That you know, it's easier for you to read it at your leisure. Why does it look like my landing light's on? But it just, oh, there it is. All right. Okay. Oop. Oop, that's not what I wanted. All right, anyway. So yeah, do check that out. Click on it, save it in your browser, whatever, so you can read it later on. Here's our neat little... This is the Tundra version. Let me get a little bit closer here. We'll wait to see if anybody else is going to hop into the chat. Or if... Oh, morning, Bex. I just noticed, I saw that pop up in the corner of my eye, and Joseph's good morning. So yeah, it's just a neat little plane. We've flown it before, but I took it out of the repertoire because when it would load in, it would conflict if you had the G1000 NXI stuff. And I know, I get it. Everybody's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. It's just anyway. There was a conflict with something else in the sim. There we go. Let me just put it that way. But it's got little extra larger tires for landing on dirt strips, stuff like that. Yeah, it's a nice plane. I agree. So I was looking at other stuff that are a bit slower, but I'm just like, I don't feel confident with it. But basically we're going to take off. We're going to try to kind of weave our way through, and hopefully we don't run into a mountainside. Because I don't really, it's like a, I don't really have a planned route per se. So we're just going to try to make the best of it. You know what? Let me get a picture here while we're waiting for, see if anybody else is going to pop in and say hello. I don't know if people are just lurking already. There's our, that's a good picture right there. I like it. That's a good one. All right. Hello, Daniel. How are you? Nice to see you here. Imagine you're back from the chip shop now. Hopefully we will have a nice that's not what I wanted. Come on, you gotta be kidding me. Alright. That's wait. Let me get this reset. Alright, maybe it was already on 10. Alright. Oh, Mick's here. Good morning, Mick. Nice to see you here. Alright, let's go ahead and get going here. This thing's ready to go. You should be able to get one plane. This is supposed to be where you make your bread and butter here. There we go. And away we go. I'm good, Joseph. You always ask at the... Oh, boy. Joseph, please, if you're going to ask questions like that, ask before I depart. Because when I'm flying, it's... Because I have to get the plane kind of settled before I can kind of go hands off and or whatever. I'm fine, though. Thank you. I don't want you to think I don't appreciate your question. But sometimes it's a bit difficult to check out the... oops. There we go. That's probably why. Alright, so we're just going to head over this way. I mean, we've got time. We can just kind of wind our way around here. Yeah, it's a bit... I try to interact with folks, but it's sometimes a bit difficult when I'm trying to manually fly the plane because I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Otherwise, if I look away too long, next thing I know... Yeah, really enjoyed that last night, Mick. That was a lot of good stuff that you guys were building. Looking forward to the next bit of... Alright, there we go. Now I can fly outside for a minute. So yeah, I'll put the link in it towards a little bit later here once there's a whole lot of information about this area that it's a lot to cover, but do check it out. There's some really nice pictures. I know Mick will enjoy it. To check out the scenery. Yeah, that was good stuff last night. Good stuff. So Mick, yeah, the F6F-5 Hellcat came out the other day. I picked it up. So I'll tell you why it turned out to be a bit of a. I figured out what the problem was. Not that it was really a problem. I figured out what was happening that was causing the shenanigans with the plane. Yeah, we'll talk about that once we get to the end here. That's not a problem. I guess I did lose a viewer, follower. I don't know. Oh well, what can you do? I don't know. See, it's weird because I don't really know how I can figure out who, I guess it doesn't matter who left, but oh well, it doesn't. So thank you again to all the supporters, all the subscribers. The bits that Mick has donated was enough to get me that Hellcat the other day when it was released in the marketplace. So thank you all again for that. Really, really appreciate it. Sweet. And it's the same, so just so that you know, Mick, it's the same company that did, that made the Spitfire and the P-38 Lightning. Flying Iron did the F6F Hellcat. But I think it's a bit of an evolution for them from the Spitfire and the Lightning. But it's amazing. Once you figure it out, it's not that bad. So I'll show you all the bits and bobs on that after we fly low and fast along in Lisbon here in a little bit. Ah, look at that. I think Mick, I think there's a spot for you down there along that river. There's a canyon. There's a place for a cabin. Probably right around there somewhere. You can't be bothered there. Nobody will bother you. You can just sit on your porch, have your lattes and all that. There you go. But I would think in the winter you might get snowed in, though. That's the unfortunate part. I imagine during the summer it must be just amazing in here. Let's turn a little bit more here. I don't want to hit any mountains. Or maybe you could just be up on the top there, so you can have a view of everything around you. How about that? I think that's a good idea. Let's see what's over this way. Ooh, that looks... Oh boy. Do I go that way? Or do I go through here? The plane's already turning to the left, so I guess we're going left. Plane's like, I want to go this way. Yeah, I feel like such a dummy when I Because I flew the Hellcat twice, right? And both times I blew the freaking engine. I'm like, what? What happened? What did... I'll show you why. So I'm like, there's got to be a video that explains this stuff. I can't figure it out. And yeah, so I'll show you. It was, once I saw it, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Really? It was that? Yeah. Ooh, maybe even that might be a good spot right up there, Mick. Just have a helipad right there, you know. And if somebody's coming in the helicopter, you say, "Go away! Don't land here. Leave me alone." You could literally build a fortress of solitude up here, you know? For lack of a better term. You could. Let's see. What else is going on? Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you about this day. I think it was Thursday. It wasn't yesterday. Thursday afternoon. There wasn't police here in the complex. There were agents. Didn't say FBI, but they are definitely not normal police like around like the police here where I live, like the normal cops. They were somebody else. And the one area that's been a bit of the trouble, well, not to say trouble, but it's very suspicious, their behavior and attitudes and stuff. They were looking in that particular part of the complex. So yeah, we had a bit of drama Thursday afternoon. It was a bit, yeah. Because I saw them walking by and I'm like, uh-oh. That is not normal police. Something serious is going on. Uh-oh. Something more serious is happening right here, because that's a dead end. We'll just climb out over this and we'll be fine. Yeah, it was a bit odd, but I don't know if all of them, if everybody in that apartment was arrested, because I have not seen any of them the past 3 or 4 days. I guess it might be a blessing in disguise. Ooh, look at that. Oh boy, you know, in the Tomcat, this little area right here, oh man. Oh man. Could you imagine? Oh, I'm half tempted. No, I don't want to go into a dead end, Joseph. You're absolutely right. I do not. Otherwise, we're going to crash, and then Bex is going to have a giggle and be like, aha, you wrecked. Yeah, really nice scenery through here. I'm glad, I think it was Vengeful Squid that recommended this, that we do this, so I don't know if he's in, Vengeful's in right now, but we got it done. We're getting it done. Hopefully You can always watch it again here on Twitch. Uncompressed, probably better scenery, better clarity for the flight and all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, good stuff. Now I wonder, I'm tempted to go back through there. Might be a tight fit. You know, Bex always likes to wait to see if I crash either during the flight or on landing. Yeah, good request, good idea. I think you know what we'll do. All right, I got an idea. Here's what we're gonna do. So Joseph, are you going to this amusement park today, or has that been canceled? I remember you were talking about it last night in Mixed Stream. Or are you going later today, or is it tomorrow? I've never seen that before. What is that? Yeah. That's a better option. You can go to the store, get you for £5 you can get you some candy for Halloween, and put the rest into it to save it for your PS5 or you know, Farm Sim 22 or whatever. Or you can get a yeah, or you can get Daniel a gift card to his favorite chip shop. You know, you could get Bex a gift card to her favorite chocolate place. I'm kidding, of course. Yeah, 120 pounds. I mean, that's almost $200 for one day. Yeah, that too. That's an insane. Oh, we're in Canadian airspace. We just crossed the line into Canada. Oops, daisy. Yeah, that's like about $200 here in America for one day. Yeah, I couldn't validate that even for myself. I don't think I'd want to go to an amusement park for one day for $200. You know, that's all right. We're back. We're going back into American airspace here. I'll just follow this. I think this looks like a good place to go. Yeah, that's insane. I mean, if it was like your birthday or, you know, something special. I mean, Halloween, I mean, as much as everybody likes the candy and everything, it's not a reason to go to an amusement park for 120 quid. I'm sorry. That's why I'm like, you could take 5 quid, go get you one of them big bags of mixed candy. You could just have a Halloween party in your room. You could just eat the candy whenever you wanted. Not that, don't eat it like, you know, it's your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's not healthy, but yeah, that's I just thought about that when you, now that you said the 120, I'm like, that's about almost $200 here in America. And you know, oddly enough, I think that's about the price of tickets for one day at Disneyland now. It used to be that a whole family could go. I mean, it was still pretty expensive, but it was like, it wasn't that bad. You know, of course, I used to go when they had you bought certain tickets for rides. You had the e-tickets, and, you know, you bought the ones for the rides that you really wanted to go on, like the Matterhorn or It's a Small World or something. But then they had a general admission, and it was like they realized nobody was going, you know, because they didn't want to pay for it like that. But yeah, like, it's super ridiculously expensive now to go to Disneyland for a family. I would think even for if I just went by myself, it would be super expensive. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. All right, we'll just make our way through here. That's just insane amount of money. I think it's better spent if you could put that into a savings account so that you can work on getting you a PS5. That's probably the better option. Or get a game that you've been wanting. You know? But I think, you know, putting it aside for a PS5, if possible, is a better idea. So wait, so if it was you and your mom, right? I think you said it was you and your mom going, or how many people were going for 120 pounds? Was it 2 people? Because then it's 60 quid each per person. That's still pretty high. But if it was like 4 people going, you know, that's 30 quid each, but still, that's for one day. And it's, you know, like Mick said, you go this time of year, you're probably going to get the flu, and you're going to be laid up sick and miserable and stuff, and, you know, it's not worth it. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I'd be hard pressed. I mean, that's still, I mean, 30 pounds per person, that's probably close to $50 each if it's a family of 4. Yeah, I couldn't. No. If it was, it'd probably be a once in a lifetime experience. Well, so far we've managed to miss the mountains and everything, the mountain sides. We almost went down a dead end, which would have set Addie's into giggle fits that he would have taken forever to recover from. So yeah, good stuff. Good, nice scenic flight. I like it. And it's hard for places like this. You just don't know, because I was thinking about it when I was trying to put this together. I don't really know the area, and even if I flew a practice flight, I wouldn't remember which way to go, quite honestly. So this worked out rather well, I think. We just kind of made our way through. It's fantastic scenery. So yeah, good stuff. But here, let me put that link in for those of you who might have missed it before. There we go. There's that. So yeah, do check that out. There's a lot more information there about the whole park area, the size of it. There's a lot of information there. But there's some really neat photos there as well too. I think we'll hang a left up here. Yeah, there was well, I guess Salt Lake City isn't too far from here. If I took off in the F-14, zipped up here in the F-14, oh, this would be just all kinds of canyon flying fun. But I probably would wreck. I'd be trying to show off, and that would be the end of that. Almost say we're back to where we left from. Except we just made a big U-turn. Try to get close, but not too close. Look at that. Look at that. Well, this should be a good warm-up before we go and introduce some bridges in Lisbon to the M346. As I was saying at the beginning, for those of you who missed it, that plane is loud. Like, you're not going to be able to hear me. If I leave the cockpit open when I start up the aircraft, you're not going to be able to hear me at all. So I'm going to have to close the cockpit. It does deafen the noise, it keeps the noise out from the engines while we're starting up. But yeah, it's insanely loud. So now we're kind of coming back to where we are, kind of the place, the way I wanted to go before, but I just figured I'd see where we ended up. But we'll get going towards the airport that we want to land at. A little airstrip, I should say, not airport, a little airstrip. A little private sort of airstrip, so yeah. try to skirt right through there, and then hopefully there's an opening little valley on the other side there between here and here. And or maybe we'll go a little bit more over this way. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. There we go. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed everything so far. Thank you, Vengeful, for the... I think it was Vengeful that asked for this. Yeah, I think it was. I should have written it down who requested, but I'm pretty sure it was Vengeful Squid that requested us to do this little flight here in the Glacier area, Montana. I didn't know this existed, this Glacier Park here in Montana. Yeah, it is part of the Rocky Mountains, actually, according to the information I posted there, the link to the website about this whole park area. So yeah, it does extend all the way. I think it goes all the way into Canada, parts of it. Yeah, good stuff. Wasn't sure how this was going to go, but it's gone pretty good. For kind of flying it manually, the Kodiak hasn't been too much of a headache. Knock on wood. Alright. Let's see. Can we zip? Can we go through there, maybe? This thing is really wanting to turn to the left a lot today. I get it. Maybe it wants to go to Canada. I don't know. Well, thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. I mean, I guess you could fly around and just... But you could get lost easily. You don't know where you're going. It could be easy to get turned around and go like, oh, I want to go this way. I'm going the opposite direction. So it does help having something like this, because I don't really know the area. Like I said before, even if I did a practice flight through, I don't think I would remember which way I went. But there we go. That's pretty good. Some really nice scenery. But there are bears in them there woods. Joseph, you want to go feed the bears? I know you do. So Mick, do you have anything planned for tonight, or are you guys taking the night off? Anything going on tonight? Any streams, or you guys just kind of... having a lazy Saturday? Oh, Astroneer tonight. Ah, nice. I like it. More science and maths. I like it. Break out the pocket protector, the scientific calculator, the slide rule. Put on my taped up glasses. I'll be ready to learn some more science from Mick and Bex. We may even have to keep tabs of how many times Bex swears tonight. There it is. That's where we're heading. We want 6. There we go. There's our pattern entry. Well, yeah, I'll do the mix and build there. Yeah. That's okay. We know that the mixing will still cause you to swear. Bex. Because you get the formula wrong. Somehow. And the potty words will flow out of Bex's mouth like there's no tomorrow. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I'll definitely be there for that. That sounds like fun. Another round of Astroneer. I like it. Scary mind digging bit. Oh yeah. You never know when Bex is gonna find a secret hole in the planet that she's gonna fall into, or some space monster might creep up and try to get cozy with her. Excuse me. Yeah, we'll do the pattern entry here. Guess I should turn the landing lights on. So what is the premise? What is it that they added to the previous? What sort of stuff did they add to the previous game that you guys completed already? Ooh, we're doing a downwind right. Oh, oops. Sorry. Oh. I mean, I don't know if you... I mean, I'm guessing it's more stuff to explore, obviously, but I just didn't know if there was anything that they added that's beyond beyond what you guys have already. Well, obviously it's beyond, but I don't know what is the continuation. I don't know. I don't know how to term it. But it's good that they added. Now, here's another question: was that content free, or did you have to pay for the DLC? Well, it sounds like it was free. 2 touches at the ball and out of bad influence end up at McDonald's. Ah, well, we got a couple materials to collect, and they added rail and other stuff. Not too sure. Okay, but was it a free update, or was it? It sounds like it was a free update. Yeah, hello, Para. Yeah, bad influence, Addie's. Addie's in the McDonald's. Well, at least hopefully your McDonald's isn't rough like the one Joseph likes to go to. Free stuff. Oh, nice. Well, that's good. Some more materials to collect. A railway to build. Oh. Now, so can you go back to the other places you'd already visited and build railways at every planet that you went to? I'm guessing. I don't know if that sounds like a lot of work, but or is it only at your main base there that you started off with, or main planet or whatever? Well, if they did a free update, maybe they're planning on something more. I don't know. All right. There we go. A lot moving around. Yeah. Yeah, because you might have to shuttle equipment back and forth, and more resources. I mean, I guess you could, if you wanted to, you could do one on every planet, but that's a lot of work. I don't know, maybe it's setting up something for another DLC later on. Alright, coming in for landing here. Yeah, good scenery today. Absolutely loved it. Very, very nice. I think the Kodiak was more than capable of the job. Although that takeoff, I was a bit worried that we weren't going to have enough zip to get in the air, but we made it. This will be upwind. Maybe it is the downwind. This is downwind right. Maybe it's downwind right. I don't know. I'll make a special command for Joseph. For Nightbot to say, please tell me how you're doing. I'd like to know. Oh, Joseph. Young Mr. Addies. wonder if it might be. I'll see if I can create a poll. And it'll be like, so Joseph knows how many people, and you could vote. You know, like I'm doing great, I'm doing fine, I'm doing okay, I'm doing rotten. You know, something. But you don't have to put your name. You know, you just. But then Joseph would be like, oh, so people are doing great. That's good. All right, there's our last bit. I think that's our last bit of flags. We're at 35 here, so. All right, coming in for landing here, folks. He's practicing his human interest. Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. This looks like... Wow. This looks like it doubles as a road in and out of here, too. Or part of a road. That is true, Para. He is. Oh, it's next to a... Okay. It's next to a road. Wow. I wonder how many times people misjudged that and landed on the road instead. Clear these trees. Oop, we're way off the. Oop, we're way off the runway there. That's all right. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Yeah, we're not quite on the runway. Pretty close. Ooh, it's close. Ooh, wow. Look at it. It's all X'd off even. It looked like it was. Maybe not. No, maybe it wasn't. Ooh, oops. I forgot to cut the engine, that's why. Nope, maybe it isn't X'd. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to, I think it was called Browning. It's a little private airport here in Montana. Local time is 6:09. Yeah, it could have been worse. Yes, you're absolutely right. We could have gone right off and cartwheeled and did a loop-de-loo on the ground and all kinds of silliness. Anyway, so we're in Montana now, still. Just a different, wow, they have a little parking spot here. So yeah, this is just another private airstrip, that's all. So these were the only ones that seemed accessible enough for our flight today. So we were up in the mountains. We're still kind of high up in altitude, but I think we were a little bit higher when we took off, but that's okay. Oh, we even got somebody's here to greet us. Probably the owner of the strip, and saying, "Who are you? What are you doing here at my little airport?" Ooh, there we go. All right. Thank you, Joseph. It was all right. It wasn't the best, but it's okay. It's easy, honestly. If you're not familiar, it would be easy to think that this is the runway, and it looks like it used to be a grass strip. To be honest, right there, look at that. But yeah, it looks like that was the case. This used to be a grass strip, and then they put a paved strip in. So there's probably the house, the owner of the airport and the land and all that. All right, let's go ahead and. Wow, why is this? Boy, it is really loud in here. All right, let's get the. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, 46 minutes. Not a bad flight, to be honest. Not a bad flight at all. All right, let's go back here. All right, now the shenanigans begin. Oh boy. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Let's see, it is down this way. Down right. There it is. And now I'm going to pick this they have this really cool livery. I like it. There we go. We're going to get this one right here. And it'll help if we go LPPT. So we'll go to Lisbon, but where we're going to take off from. All right, so just so that we kind of get an idea of what we're going to do, okay? Yeah, fasten your seatbelts. You got it, Daniel. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take off from this little military base right here, right? And I'm going to start up from right there. Now, hopefully, we're going to take off from runway 22. That's my hope. We may just go ahead and take off from there anyway, regardless. We're going to try to pass under right there. There is an opening between the shoreline and that first pillar. Okay. Then we're going to come straight. We're going to follow this. We're going to follow along here. We're going to turn, and then we're going to go under here. Okay. That's the plan. And then we're gonna come out, hang a U-turn, come back under this way, turn in, come back under, probably farther out this way, and then we'll land back where we came from, right there. All right, we got an opening. I'm online. I mean, it's not going to take very long, Para. This wasn't like a long flight plan. It was just something. When I flew, I did a route and landed here in Lisbon at the airport. I took off from Dublin, Ireland, and landed in Lisbon. But then I was like, oh, we've been here before. I think I did fly in the F-14 and fly under these bridges, but it's been a while. So because I got this new aircraft, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to showcase it a little bit. It's small, it's fast. It's just going to be a bit of quick fun, and then we're going to wrap it up. Then I'm going to showcase we'll stay in Lisbon. We'll stay at that airport. I'm just going to showcase the F5F real quick, just kind of show you a bit about that, and then we're going to wrap things up. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm online if you want to join, but it's going to be a very quick flight, quite honestly. So I wasn't planning. I'm always online. I'm always on the same server. But yeah, it wasn't planned for a multiplayer flight. But if you want to, I'm going to be done fairly quickly here once I get in the air. All right, let's go in here and get started up. Yeah, during the week those flights are a bit longer, and you can always join in on those. Whenever. But this wasn't exact. This was kind of somebody requested this and for the flight in Montana there. But then when I got this plane, and then I was like, ooh, in Lisbon, the bridges and that plane might go very well together. Oh, yeah, there is an opening. Yeah, I've tested it. I've tested it already. So yeah, there is an opening there. All right, now check this out. And let me close this because otherwise you're not going to be able to hear me. at all. Now this is the first, I think that's armed. No, is it the other way? Yeah. So you have to remove the pin, right? You click on it and the safety pin for your ejector seat goes right there. So I think it's set to arm. I think that's armed. Okay. So we got to get our fuel. There's like a little bit of a, I had to kind of figure out, it took me a while to figure out where everything was. There's our fuel, get that flowing. Batteries on, generator. Turn this on, this on. Now the crazy thing is, if you don't do any of this stuff, you're going to get all these warning stuff on your little display there. Let's see. I'm going to do this. Get that to that. All right, and we got to do this right here. It took me some time to figure out all this stuff. It was not easy. All right, now we're going to scoot to the back seat here. We're going to go through the walls and all that good stuff. Same thing, we're going to pull the safety pin there. I think this means it's armed. Oops. Oh, I got to turn on the HUD. All right, so there we are. Oh, what else is missing? Oh, the oxygen. I got to turn that on too. Otherwise, you get a warning for that. Now, now listen to this. I'm going to pop open the... Listen to this.
It'll be unsafe.
It's pretty loud. They may have changed it slightly. They may have made their some adjustments to the sound, but it is a very... Initially, it was very, very loud. All right. Let's call in and say we're skedaddling. Straight out. I'm hoping that's the one. Now it's a training jet, Para. I mean, it could be used for light attack stuff, but it's mainly for training. It's an Italian trainer, but there's a couple of countries that use it for training and maybe like small attack aircraft. It does not take much to get this aircraft moving. It's a little speedster on the ground. I've had to like stomp on the brakes real quick. Oh, we're gonna go all the way to the other end. That freaking thing. That's all right. That's okay. I don't know how we're gonna do that. But yeah, it's just it came out. It's the same company that did the MD339, India Fox Echo. Wait, which runway did they say to go? Hold up. Did they say runway 22? So isn't, hold on, I'm pretty sure that's runway 22. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive that's 22 right there. Let's have a look here. Oh, shh. Man, they're gonna have me going all the way down yonder. Oh my god. All right, let's hang a U-turn here. I thought that was the case, but all right. I mean, it still should be 29 or 9 or 2 because we're still on. Oh yeah, it's when I was practicing with it, when I took it, when I went to Moffett to fly in and just to kind of get a feel for it, it is insane on the ground. Once you get it moving, it is just it's like a little sports car, and you just gotta like you know, you're hauling butt, and then you get to that red light, and you gotta like, you gotta jam on the brakes. See, look at that. I'm not even. Look at it's like it's ready to go. See? And if I don't put the parking brake on, it'll just start rolling. Because sometimes it's just got enough oomph still in it that it'll be like, no, I want to keep going. All right, folks, here we go. Here we go. Everybody get settled into their seats. Set your drinks down because you don't want to spill them when you get scarred. See, look at that. There's not much to it, and it's just wanting to go. That's the insane. Like, this plane is ready. All right, let's go ahead and put the flaps down just for a bit of takeoff stuff. All right, let's go. Oh shoot, I forgot something here. Almost forgot about that. Look at that. It's ready to fly. Here we go. Oh. All right, there we go. We're heading right towards our first spot. Right there. There's our target right there. Let's see if we can just maintain this altitude. We're gonna have to kind of come in by that inlet right there, the little to the right. That we're gonna try to get close to that. Here we go. Oh shoot, we're gaining altitude. Yeah, I have to. Ooh, here we go. 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 Oh. Ah. Whew. That wasn't the best pass. All right, here we go. Everybody wave to the folks in Lisbon. Hello, Vengeful. You missed our flight. We just got done there in Montana. I think you were the one that asked about the glacier stuff in Montana, wasn't it? Yeah, nice flight. I think you were the one that requested it. Yeah, I'm doing good. We're just gonna have a bit of fun here in Lisbon, as long as we can keep it nice and steady. Yeah. See, we still bump on something. Yeah. It'll be available later today. But yeah, really good stuff. I thank you for the recommendation. It was absolutely spectacular. I really enjoyed that. All right, here we go. We're going to just kind of come back around here. Everybody wave, everybody in Lisbon. Well, what I did, I kind of just cut through. I just tried to find interesting places to fly around. We just made our way through the valleys and peaks and whatnot. I did put in, there's a link that I put in about the park itself. Has a lot more information. I tried to find some stuff, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was very, very scenic. Ooh, we are way high. Oh. Bex. Ah. I've just, when I was messing around, oh, you know what I got to do? Oh, I almost forgot. This thing doesn't always start off with a lot of fuel. Oof. I forgot about that. Yeah. I never knew about it. It was fantastic. Yeah. I really loved it. Thank you for the recommendation. That was awesome. But yeah, I did run out of fuel. I forgot about that. This thing doesn't start with a lot, and you start flying, and next thing you know, you're out of gas. And next you're like, the plane just suddenly just like, bleh. You're like, wait, what happened? Yeah. So now we got a bit more fuel to. We got more than enough to get to where we want to go. Yeah, we're coming back around, Addies. We're gonna put this on the ground here in a minute. Not on the water, but everybody wave it at Lisbon again. Yay! Oop, I better. Oh, up. Yeah, see, I'm showing off now, and I want to get in trouble. And then Beck's gonna be like, "That's what you get." I don't know. I don't think Bex is even watching this. She's probably like, "Nah, you're doing it. You're gonna make me sick." Now, mind you, this is all with just the controller. It's not that easy to do. Trust me, it is. Whew, I practiced this a bunch of times. Yes, it was a bit of a challenge, but all right. So there we go. We did our little bit of bridge shenanigans. There's our airport that we just departed from. We're gonna land there. Request a full stop landing. Wait, why am I? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a bit of a challenge. I practiced a bunch of times because I was like, let me just make sure there is a place for me to squeeze through there. I did. Now, what I did do is I did practice in San Francisco as well. I made it underneath the San Francisco Bay Bridge, made it underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, but even that it's a challenge. It's not easy to do. So we got to slow way down here. I'm gonna have to like really bleed off some speed because this thing, like I said, it's got some get up and go. It is. I honestly, I think it's like a little sports car in the air. Look at that. I think it's a great looking little plane. I like it. It won't never take over. Yeah. It won't never take over the F-14 as my favorite, but I like it. It's a fun. It's got its quirks, but once you kind of get a handle on it, I think it's a fun little plane to fly around in. It does have an autopilot system, although it's not very intuitive. We do have this. You can put that on as well. I forgot about that. But your altitude stuff is right there. I didn't know that, but it says altitude select. You have a flight director, the autopilot, and then if you have a flight plan built in, I think it'll navigate it. But yeah, probably so. You're probably right, Daniel. That's okay. All right. But yeah, it's a fun little plane, but it is. When I first started up, I'm like, man, the engine's loud. It is just, it's a lot, but yeah, I really like it. But it does. You don't have. I forgot. You got it when you started up. You got to put these into normal run. Otherwise, you're gonna have this weird sound in your engines. I did it one time, and I'm like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to do this." I should have checked all that. In my excitement, I forgot. But yeah, it doesn't start with much fuel. You'll take off and you'll burn right through it. And be like, what happened to my fuel? Oh, that's what happened. I lost it all. I burned through it all. Yeah, it's a neat little plane. I like it. There's not much to it, you know. But it definitely has some zip to it, that's for sure. Once you get it going, it wants to go. And even just a little bit of throttle on the ground, it will, let's go. You know, it's like when you grab the leash for your dog, and the dog's like, let's go. Oh, thank you, Pear, for the resub. Appreciate that. You know, as soon as you grab that leash, the dog's like, well, I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, it's like I thought the game froze there for a second. All right, I think we can go ahead and just cut through here. Yeah, it is very quick, it's a lot of fun. I like it. So but it's a bit of a challenge because things aren't, you know, they're labeled, but you have to really look around. Like I spent some time on the ground and I still couldn't find some stuff. And it was like, well, let me just keep at it. And so I found the altitude selecting for, you know, like if I take off and maintain or whatever. I'm like, where do I put the altitude in? I'm checking every button. I'm just like, I don't get it. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, I just thought everybody would enjoy a little bit of bridge shenanigans today. And once we're on the ground, we'll get the we'll hop over in the F5F or the F6F. I'm sorry. Yeah, F6F-5 Hellcat. I'll show you guys the startup and all that on that. Yeah, a lot of fun. Really, it's one of those you could take it up to the Mach loop and just zip through there and just, you know, have all kinds of fun. But they are including, I think now, if you really push the aircraft, your pilot will start to go. You know, then the screen will start to darken, and it'll your pilot can pass out. So if you push hard enough. But that's the great thing. It does add a touch of realism, I think, to it. If you pull enough G's. Alright, at least we're finally in the zone of getting our landing gear down. There's a little light, a switch right there. It is. The cool thing is the landing lights, although you can't really see them, they're on the rear. They're on the struts of the rear landing gear. So when you're on the ground, people up, yeah, it really lights up your taxi and stuff. It's really easy to see around you. So whoever came up with that design idea, I think they did a really good job. And also, one thing I noticed, I think, unless they changed it, initially when I got this, they had a setting that you had to set the squawk. Like when you get ready to taxi out, it'll say squawk, blah, 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 blah. If you don't do it ahead of time, they're going to keep calling and saying, your squawk isn't working, reset to this. And you have a very short amount of time. You have to open up a certain page on here to a certain button you have to push, and then you have to put the numbers in manually, and then it'll work. But if you don't do it before you take off, you're gonna yeah. But I think they fixed that, because the person in the back seat isn't necessarily your co-pilot. It's supposed to be a trainer, like a senior pilot that's training you how to fly. But they have the controls back there and everything. But they want you to do a lot of that work on your own, I think, in real life. It does take a little bit of practice landing this plane. It takes a lot of... I think the first time I landed this at Travis, I bounced around the runway and just ended up almost... I crashed. See? Yeah, look at that. Boy, it just was like a brick. Whew. Yeah, still got to practice with the landing. It's not easy, but it's getting a feel for the hernia landing. Yeah, it's getting a feel for the plane as you're coming in our approach. It's not very easy to. I think I must have landed on the side there. Little bump there. Yep, Bex, you're right. Little bump. Did you do okay? Was that all right for you passing under the bridges, or were you like got your eyes covered and you're like, no, he's gonna crash? It's okay if you did. Yeah, look at that. It just now it wants to go to the taxi spot. I have no throttle on it right now. It's just doing its own thing. Ah, thank you, Joseph. It was all right. Well, something a little fun. You know me. By now, you guys should know. If I am flying in somewhere and I see a bridge or two, I'm like, you know what? I wonder if I'm always willing to try it because you never know when there's going to be a because it's either going to go very well or it's going to go very poorly. But usually I will practice off stream before this so that I know for sure that I can make it. Wow, look at they got us. They're like, let's hide them. The authorities are already looking for them. All right. So all we have to do is shut off the fuel here. Oh, see? There we go. Real quick. All right. One more thing to show you, and then we'll wrap things up for the day. And then, yeah. But thank you all for coming in and hanging out. Oh, 13 viewers. Well, thank you all for coming in. Hope you've enjoyed everything so far. Got one last thing to show. We're not going to fly. We're just going to do a startup real quick here in at the airfield here at the air base here in Lisbon, since we're already here. So we got to scroll back up here and find the. Oh, there it is. All right, and then we're gonna now. I was like, this is fantastic. They do have a VF-84. Now, I did some research. This was not the skull and even though the first one that had the skull and crossbones was VF-17, which flew the in the Corsairs. But I was like, ooh, VF-84. So anyway, let's go ahead and get in here. I'll show you guys some cool stuff. But yeah, it's their call sign was Wolfgang, not Victory. So, but if you fire up the radio and you're going to taxi, it says it's India Romeo Oscar November Charlie Alpha Tango is the for Iron Cat. So I'm like, oh, I gotta find something else. All right, so this is the cockpit. So I'll show you. Now check this out. I think I have to unlock that and then is it that way? Oh, yep, there he goes. Look at that. Look at that. Watching it on the other side. Check that out. So this is how the plane was stored on the aircraft carriers to save space. Like that. Check that out. Now you can't you're not supposed to start up anything, until you got to unfold the wings. So you think you go back down here. Let's try this. I think this will work. Is it on the other side now? Nope. There we go. And then go to the other one. That is really cool. They did a great job with that. I like that. That is amazing. All right. So to start up, the buttons are kind of hidden. Your battery is right there. Okay. And then you have to there's your radio switches, your lights, stuff, All right, there we go. But that's the extent of it. Now, there is I'll show you guys that. But so they has like the little our Garmin system here. Anyway, all right. So we got to change this to right main. Fuel pump on. I'm gonna open the cowl flap. Turn on the magnetos. Oops. Then we got to prime the engine. 1001, 1002, 1003. There we are. Oh, I forgot that. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put the... So the cool thing is, some of this stuff is automated. So it moved the mixture to full rich when I hit the start button. There's some stuff that's automated, like there's a supercharger handle, right? When you look at the list, it'll say supercharger, whatever. It'll automatically do it for you. You don't even have to worry about it. But look, I didn't even put the mixture where it should have been, and it did it for me anyway. So they did automate it a bit. All right, now let me pull up. Now they do have a tablet, just like we have in the P38 and the Spitfire. So you have an autopilot system right there. It's very standard, very simple stuff like we've had before, right? But here's where I goofed up at. When I was trying this, I'm like, let me just fly it, let me see how it handles and all that. So I was like, it was a bit of a hot mess. So let's hold on a second. I'm trying to get under this. There we go. This dynamic engine stresses, right? Let me zoom in a little bit this way. See, this was already on. So if you have that dynamic engine stresses enabled, you're going to probably kill your engine on your first flight, because you're going to be like, because you're not used to understanding all the temperatures and everything that you're going to need to do, right? So I'm like twice. I'm flying along and I'm like, I'm doing great, no problems. Bam! Suddenly the engine just, and I'm like, what happened? So you have to have that disabled if you're not keen on having your plane blow up. Well, not necessarily blow up, but just suddenly your engine quits on you. Okay. You can do the gun sight or the GPS thing. You can hide the control stick if you want. They do that. You can put your normal pilot, well, now there's no pilot, or you can use the World War II pilot. Okay. Now, the simplified ground handling is not simplified yet. I think they're working on a fix for it. I mean, you know what? Let's close the cockpit here so I can hear myself talk. A little bit quieter in here. Oh, yeah, that's much better. So, basically, if you have the video I watched the other day, if you have rudder pedals and everything, you can turn this off, and basically it's the concept of if you're going to turn left, you have to put the left brake on, your left foot brake, your pedals basically. Chartboard, wow, look at that. I didn't even see that before. That's cool. So otherwise it's a pain in the butt to get it to turn. Now, turning left still, I have to pull on the left rudder, and I have to tap the left, or the B button for or the X button for the brake. Otherwise, I cannot turn. And you got to kind of finesse it. You got to get a little bit of engine speed, and then you got to be able to whip it around. Now, if you go too much, you're going to go around in a circle. You're just going to keep driving around in a circle, and you won't get anywhere. But even with this on, it's making a right turn isn't difficult. It's just the left turns are the ones that are difficult. So let's see here. See, so I have to add a bit of speed, right? So you kind of have to do that, and then you should be able to turn. But the right one, and see, look, it still wants to go left. Now it finally I can finally get it to go right. But you can't put too much RPM, otherwise you're not going to go anywhere. Okay. Well, I think the truck there wants to give me some food or something. I don't know why they seem to think that I was an airliner or something that needed. So yeah, basically, either way, if you overdo it, you'll spin around and around. Okay. But that's pretty much it. I did fly it yesterday. I was able to fly. I took off from Travis. Didn't really have a plan. I just took off, flew about 7,000 feet, and landed in Oakland. It's a typical tail dragger. It's one of those things that you're gonna have to kind of come in flat, bleed off a little bit of speed, set it down. It does have a lot of pull because of the size of the engine. When you take off, you have to add a little bit of rudder trim, and then you have to lock the tail wheel. And if you go too much on the throttle too quickly, of course, you're gonna start to zigzag across the runway there. But that is it. That's the gist of it. But yeah, this was the first time. I think this was the thing they added. Where is it? This one. So you can do like this inspection thing if you want to add more bit of realism to it. I guess if you click on it, it'll inspect it or whatever. So yeah, so we just did a 25 hours inspection, so it's back up to snuff. So yeah, really cool plane. I think they did a great job with this. So yeah, we can fly it just like we've flown the Spitfire. Now that we have an autopilot system that helps get us through the all I gotta do is cut off the fuel. And it just shuts down the engine. And then turn off the but that's pretty much it. I really like it. I do like that folding wing thing. That once you land in park, before you end, you can fold the wings up like you're storing it on a carrier. Oh, the other thing too is, and I've not tried it, but I'm gonna have to try it at some point. There is this switch right down here that apparently, if you're on a runway, you can simulate a catapult launch from the runway. So once you're lined up, you lock your tail wheel and go to the throttle it up. It'll launch. It'll count down 3, 2, 1, and it'll shoot you off like you're on a carrier. That's what I've heard. I've not tried it yet. And then also it has, if you're coming in for landing, right here, there's a tail hook, and you can, if you put the tail hook down when you're on approach, it should snag you as you come in like you're landing on a carrier. That's what, I've not tried it, but that's what I've heard happen. So we may have to try that just to see how we get on with that, if it's possible. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But it looks, I like it. It looks, you got the where the wearing out of where your heels are for the pedals. It doesn't look like it just came off the assembly line. Basically, it looks used, flown. Yeah, I like it. I'm looking forward to doing a flight with this. That if we do another Warbird flight or something, or if anybody else who streams does a Warbird sort of thing, I definitely want to get in this and get some hours in it and just keep practicing with it. It's very similar to the Spitfire. You got to work at it. And all right, take care, Para. So yeah, it's definitely it's 30 something dollars, but it's well worth it. Flying Iron, I think, does a pretty good job. There's a few tweaks they're going to make. They are working on some patches, but it's not like when the Spitfire came out that, we had that little door problem at the beginning that we couldn't close the door, So, yeah. But yeah, it's just, oh, and there's a little checklist right there. Yeah. So I think the blower is for your supercharger. Yep. So yeah, but it's automated for you for the supercharger right now. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Well, I'll see you later, Joseph. Well, yeah, thank you all for coming in and hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed everything. Hopefully this was a bit of fun and you got a little giggle or something. I don't know. But yeah, do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out today. Thank you all for the viewers. Appreciate that. And I will see you Monday in the Junkers 52. We're going to continue on in our flight around America. We're going to take off from Clearwater, St. Petersburg, and we're going to head to Dothan, Alabama. That should be about a 2-hour flight on Monday. We'll do a nice sunrise flight again. Just a few clouds. And should be a nice little flight to Alabama from Florida. So, yeah. Do enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, early Sunday. Possibly, maybe, who knows, depending on where you are in the world. I have been and always shall be your host and pilot, Uncle B. Until Monday, peace, live long and prosper.